Cause even Alves is a name, I'm staking my claim. Street smart edge with a touch of heart. Luso grit's the show where the hustle sparks. Luso grit, fight through the fire. Dreams don't sleep when you're climbing higher. Portuguese roots with the world in sight. Immigrant hustle, we shining bright.
Joana Silva, aka Radio Jojo. How are you?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you so much for joining me. You I didn't discover you that long ago. It was only like some months back. But like every
Mhm.
time your stuff pops up, it's like it's just good energy. I'm like, this is a great representation. Plus, I have a sweet spot for the British accent, so it helps.
You know what's so funny is that actually a lot of people that engage with my content. I only actually just jumped on TikTok this year.
Oh yeah.
I'll tell you the reason why in a moment, but so a lot of the people that actually engage with my content, a lot of them are from the States or from Canada.
Yeah.
And I have had a few people message me to like say, wow, we didn't realize there were Portuguese people in the UK and they could have like a British accent, you know? So yeah, you're not the first person to say that to me actually.
Were you born in the UK or did you go?
No, so I was born in Oeiras, which is
Oh,
like, I don't know, 25 minutes, half an hour outside of Lisbon. And
yeah.
then we moved to the UK when I was about 5. So I just picked up I guess I just picked up the accent.
Oh, for sure. If you've been there since 5 years old, I came back to, so I was born in Canada, but I lived in Portugal
Mhm.
for 20 years. And when I came back,
Wow.
my son was like 6 when he came, but like
Mhm.
within 6 months, he was already speaking like as if he was from here.
So fast, and my parents didn't actually realize that I picked up English so quickly as well. So they actually got called into the school one time because me and this kid had like had an argument and this boy had like hit me. So they'd been called into the school to like talk about it. And they started to try to explain, you know, what my side of the story was. And the teacher said, "Oh, no, like she's fine. She can
Yeah.
explain." And then I just came out with all this English, and my parents were like, they had no idea because we obviously only communicated in Portuguese at home.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um, and so they didn't realize that I had picked up English that quickly until they got called into the school.
for sure. And you're to be fair, your Portuguese is great still. When you yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, I mean, you know what? I'm really fortunate, really lucky actually. Obviously, my parents had to work a lot when we came here, so I spent a lot of time with my grandmother who had also moved to the UK, and she made me write out like the ditados. So
Mhm.
she would make me like write out loads of things in Portuguese. Watching novelas was the best thing
Yeah,
as well. So I think my family they thought it was really important to try and keep
for sure. I do
to
too.
keep their Portuguese up.
I make it a thumb rule here too. We got my kids, my girls gotta speak Portuguese. It even helps
I
the
love
brain.
that.
Like it's
It's
good,
so
you develop
important.
better.
Absolutely. I think it's so important to keep in touch with your language and your culture. You know, I don't have kids, but if one day I do,
Oh,
100% they have to speak Portuguese. That is a non-negotiable. I don't know, what nationality the father is going to be, but if, they have to speak Portuguese.
and he'll be lucky because whatever wherever he's from, whenever you guys go back home, he'll catch sun, good beach, good food. It'll be good for him.
And a Portuguese mother for his
That's right.
children, of course.
Do you cook too?
Yeah, so well, I'm actually a good cook. But recently I've been trying to cook more Portuguese
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
So obviously I know you've interviewed well,
David.
I call him how to cook stuff.
Yeah,
How
yeah.
to cook
It could
Portuguese
be, yeah,
stuff.
how
So
to cook stuff, yeah.
yeah, really, really good guy. So I've been using a lot of his recipes actually, and it's I don't know, it always makes me really proud when I see another Portuguese person doing really well.
Yeah. Me
I'm
too.
always like, wow, look at us, like a tiny little like
Yeah.
nation, and we're all spread out all over the world. So yeah, I do cook, but his recipes have been helping me a lot.
The good stuff. And he makes it easy too. I think like I cook too, like I enjoy it. I'm not the one that cooks like every time, but usually when we have guests over, I like to do it. Technically, I didn't need it, but I also bought his books. I had to support him. I like it too. And he does it in a good way. They're solid recipes and it's good, man. And he explains it easy. It's nice. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I love it, and I especially try to, like, show off the Portuguese cooking a little bit more
Yeah,
when I have non-Portuguese people
yeah, yeah,
coming to visit. Just be like I just think our cuisine is so underrated, like, I just don't think people realize how good our food is.
definitely.
So
It's been making the rounds lately, like those food atlas charts, putting us in fourth, fifth place. But the reality is even that it doesn't serve it justice because like people are like seafood. No one does it like us. Seafood, all types of ways.
no, and the thing that I love about our cooking, I feel like it's not it's not crazy complicated.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, the
yeah,
thing I
yeah,
love about food is that it's about making sure, like, the ingredients you have and the staples that you have are really good, high quality, and it just works
yeah, yeah.
together.
It works.
Fresh ingredients, good quality ingredients, and, yeah, I don't think the world has quite yet
No, I don't think so
caught
either.
on to just how
And
amazing
it
it
respects
is.
the flavors of the food because some like I like to try their stuff too, and I there's lots of other stuff that I like. But some cuisines, it's almost like you're eating the same thing all the time because everything's spiced the same way. And then it's like for us, it's like you're literally having different foods all the time. It's like it's
I
really
love it.
it's really unique and a huge catalog of foods that we have. Like it's hard to put it in one book to explain it.
Yeah, whenever anyone asks me for recommendations, because obviously I think as a tourist destination, Portugal has just exploded
Oh
in the
yeah,
last few years. So I get a lot of people messaging me to ask for recommendations. And I'm like, I really struggle to like narrow the list down. Like, you're going
yeah,
for one weekend, it's really hard to like narrow the list down to like a couple of things for them to try because it obviously we're biased, but it's
yeah, for sure.
amazing
But what
cuisines.
it's not just like it's every reaction I see is that everyone's impressed, especially with like the food, the weather, and like even wine, like drinks. Like everyone's super impressed with it. And even though it is expensive, it's still cheaper than other areas, you know.
I mean, well, you said yeah. I mean, I was in New York a couple of months back, and everything the price across the pond for everything blows my mind. I was not prepared for just how much money things cost in New York. I was
Yeah.
not prepared for, like, tipping culture. I was just not prepared.
Turkey culture is
Yeah.
crazy. Especially like I understand. I swear to God, if I go to a restaurant and the service is great, nice, looking after me, I get everything. I understand like that's a service. I could tip you. But like now you have like you go to a Five Guys, which is like a hamburger joint. They're not providing you a service. They take your order, they give you the sandwich. There's no service there. And if you
Yeah.
take the debit card, you have to give a tip. It's like it's the options are there.
Yeah, so in the UK, they add it as like a service charge.
Yeah.
So, if you go to dinner in a big group or you go to a restaurant, the restaurant will already add and calculate it all for you. So it's
Yeah.
there as a service charge. But yeah, I wasn't prepared. I also wasn't prepared for the weather because I got stuck in this blizzard. I ended up staying an extra 4 or 5 days in New York because I got
Because of
trapped
that,
in the
yeah.
snow. It was great.
I noticed, you visited that, the new kid that opened up that pastel nata shop, right?
Yes, I did. So, you know what? I made the mistake. I made a TikTok basically saying, look, I'm gonna be in New York. Please, people, can you let me know? What should I be visiting?
Yeah.
Where can I get some really good, authentic Portuguese food in New York? And I honestly wasn't ready for the video to blow up. It just it just went crazy. And then I had a list of so many places to visit, mainly outside New York.
Yeah.
And because I was only in New York for a short amount of time, I was like, I'm never going to be able to visit all of these places. Let me just
No.
pick one place. And honestly, I was very impressed.
Yeah.
I was very impressed. Yeah. I mean, yeah, everything is way more expensive than I expected it
Yeah.
to be,
But what
but it was great.
yeah, what was the occasion? What brought you over?
Well, so I actually met someone at a
Yeah?
Halloween party. Yeah, so I met someone at a Halloween party last year. I'd gone to New York just on a holiday, like on a vacation. And then we met then. We'd been speaking ever since.
Nice.
And yeah, we're like trying the long distance thing at the moment. So
Yeah, it's
yeah, we'll
never
see how
easy, but
yeah, it's not easy, and the time difference is not easy as well,
yeah.
you know? Um, but yeah, everything's going really well so far. His heritage is Mexican, so he's like Mexican American.
Okay, so
And what
he's a hard worker.
yeah, and what I'm finding as well is like culturally, so many of the things that like we do with our families, I don't
Yeah.
know, there are lots more similarities than I thought there would be differences. So, yeah, having a great time so far.
100%, especially that they also come from like a Catholic background, so there's like a lot of gathering around the table, eating together. There's a lot of stuff like we do. Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
I
Yeah,
have
and that's a big thing for me, like the being
oh
able
yeah,
to
me
sit
too.
down and eat
I
together.
love it.
Yeah.
I have I have a Mexican that works for me too. I love the kid. He's really good guy. He's just you know he's just a hard worker. He's quiet. He's gets the job done. He doesn't complain. He's loyal. For me, I wouldn't change him for anybody.
I mean, in my situation, loyal is a good start. So if he
Yeah, yeah.
if he ends up being loyal, that's a very good start for
Okay,
me
yeah,
as
good
well.
luck. I hope all the success in that relationship.
Thank you so much. I mean, who knows? Maybe one day it means I might have to move across the pond,
Yeah,
and yeah, we'll see
yeah.
how that goes.
So you were saying your parents moved to the UK. Did
Mhm.
they was it by chance or did they have an opportunity? Like, what did they work in more or less?
So actually, my grandmother came first,
Oh,
and one of her friends had come over, and I think it was sort of I think it was definitely by chance. So it wasn't planned, but it was sort of a case of, well, our grandmother had moved, she'd had a friend that moved out there, talked about how kind of wonderful the UK was, and then yeah, before we knew it, we were in my dad's Opel Corsa driving from Lisbon, to London. And I think sometimes if would my life had ended up the same if I'd stayed
mm,
in Portugal? And I really do think that I would not have got the same. Sadly, I don't think I would have had the same opportunities that I've had here in the UK,
yeah.
if we had stayed. So, yeah, definitely by chance, not something that was planned at all. And honestly, when we first came to the UK, there were not that many Portuguese people here.
Oh no.
Over Yeah, over time, the
How long
community
ago
has
was
gotten
this, more or
bigger
less?
and bigger. So this is 97, 98.
Mm. 'Cause
Yeah.
I went to the UK once. My uncle has like a company factory. He makes agricultural machines, and he has like a client there that represents his product. So he sells a lot of machines, but they were having some issues. So he needed to go there to see the issues. So he doesn't speak English. So I end up going to translate for him over a weekend.
Mhm.
And I I liked it, man. Like, it was only a weekend. We stayed in Bristol.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So we stayed in Bristol. I didn't see much. Like, I just saw Countryland. Like, we went to Wales. Like, 2 days we were there. We went to like 5 places. Everything far. We went to Portsmouth, Wales. I don't know. We were just
Mhm.
driving around all day. But I liked it, and I found it neat. But there are cultural differences. Like, at the time when we were driving from one place to another, I remember like they would stop at one of those like big gas stations. And then
Mhm.
everyone's like, "Okay, let's have lunch." But, like, they would grab a sandwich, right? The or like a cake or a sandwich and a piece of cake. My uncle's like,
Mhm.
he just, took it in. He was like, "These guys don't even eat food." He was like
Honestly, so I even made a TikTok about this because it's so interesting to me how even though I've been in the UK for such a long time, I still really value my almost, man. Like
Oh,
the
yeah,
almost is almost. And I think here in the UK where
rushing.
everyone's so busy, everyone's rushing from A to B, we've all fallen into this trap of getting here that it's called a meal deal.
Yeah.
So the it I called it the Great British Meal Deal. You get like most people will get like a sandwich, they'll get like a packet of crisps, or I guess you
Mhm.
guys might call it
Chips,
chips, and
yeah.
like a drink.
Mhm.
And that's it. Like that will be the lunch. And I just think to myself, Wow, we've really lost the art of like 1 hour for lunch, going to the cafe to have my almost, coming back to work in an hour. It just, I mean, I don't know. I can't make that work with work. So I
Oh,
don't know if
listen,
anyone else
time
can do.
sometimes it has to be like that, right? But it's more culturally different in that case, though, for sure. Yeah,
100%.
my
I would
uncle.
take my hours any day over just
Oh
having
yeah,
a meal deal.
oh yeah. My uncle is like, yeah, when this guy comes over, I'm gonna show him what a lunch is.
But so true though. But I feel like next time, if you ever get a chance to come back, you have to come to like London.
No, for sure, for sure. No, for sure. Hey, but I had a good time. We like on our second night.
Good.
Yeah, on our second night, he ditched the guys. He was like, he told them like we were just gonna go for dinner ourselves. And then we walked down. They have like the Docas de Lisboa. They have
Yeah.
like a they have like a place, an alley full of bars. And we walked down there, and then we found a restaurant that it was like a two-story little commercial building. But the restaurant was on the second floor, and he was like, "Okay, let's try here," because it looked kind of big, kind of nice. We walked
Mhm.
up, like the place is like decorated full of bikes on the walls and ceilings. And then we look at the menu, and I started translating it for him. And the owner hears us, and then he's like, "You guys Portuguese?" Yeah, he's from the Madeira Islands. So
Oh wow.
all the tables were like reserved, like right where we were. Yeah. Like, you guys gonna eat? Yeah, yeah. Okay, sit right here. Like, he took the reserve sign off. He sat us over there. He treated us good. It was nice.
I
But it
love
was
that.
chance, you know? And it's not to say it was like a Portuguese restaurant. The owner was Portuguese, but it was food. It was good. So obviously, I know there's decent restaurants, like, but it's just culturally, people are more like on the go food, right? It's kind of like here,
Yeah.
the same thing.
Yeah,
Canada, the
definitely,
US.
definitely. I mean, my partner has like so he's coming to the UK in a couple of weeks' time, and we've
Right.
definitely had conversations because his friends have like warned him. They're like, by the way, prepare yourself because the food in the UK is not that good. And I'm like, listen, listen, listen. I will take you to spots. There is
For
great
sure.
food here. You
For
just need
sure.
to
For
know where
sure.
to look.
Yeah, for sure. I know. For sure. Do the Brits know that obviously it's like a fast food type of national dish? Do they know that the fish and chips was the Portuguese that taught them how to fry it?
So interestingly, what I'm finding through my like research for social media is a lot of things in the UK were like brought over by other people.
Yeah,
So
for
even
sure.
I don't know if you saw it, the whole tea drinking thing.
Tea is the same
I
thing.
didn't I did not realize this. So this was like a discovery to me. I'd heard about it as like a rumor, but when I actually did the research, I thought to myself,
Portuguese
the
princess brought it over.
tea drinking,
She made it
like the Brits
popular.
are known for tea.
Yeah. But it
And
makes
it
sense,
was
right? We were already in the Indies. We were already bringing the stuff, so it makes sense, you know. But it's just over
yeah.
time you would never guess it because culturally it's like a British thing, right?
Such a British thing. I mean, ask anyone over the world what are Brits known for, and one of
Yeah.
the things that will come up is drinking a cup of tea, having a cuppa. It's like,
But the point I'm trying to make is they're known for like not much, but no, I'm joking. But like they're known for the tea. They're known for the tea, like you're saying, and the fish and chips, and both have a Portuguese hand on it.
in there. I love it. I love it. I love it.
How would
I
you say the Brits view the Portuguese community versus like what they think about Portugal?
that's a really interesting question. I think obviously I could only kind of speak from my
Like what you
experience. And
observed? Yeah,
yeah, I think from my experience we're seen as a really hardworking people, a really hardworking group of people. I think we're seen as people that have really good work ethic. And I think we're seen as really passionate people. And I always feel very responsible for keeping those positive stereotypes going. Um, I still very much feel, and I guess anybody who moved out of Portugal very young, or maybe is Portuguese but wasn't born in Portugal, I think anyone in our community feels that kind of sense of responsibility towards it. And
yeah.
I do. I feel really responsible. Like if I'm going to work somewhere new, And, like, I'm gonna tell people, like, "Yeah, I'm Portuguese," and I want them to know I'm hardworking. I want them to know I've got good work ethic. I'm not afraid of working hard. I'm not afraid of putting in the hours, you know? So certainly my experience when people have spoken to me about it is, you know, the Portuguese work ethic, how hardworking we are, and how passionate we are about things. Um, Obviously, then there's the other things of like, you know, football,
Yeah,
Cristiano
for sure.
Ronaldo, good
Yeah.
food, a good place to go on holiday, all of those things as well, of course.
Yo, I got a bit emotional when that thing happened to Jojo, and then all
Yeah.
those street interviews were going on with the Brits. A lot of those
Mhm.
older guys, like they were very emotional, and it makes you emotional watching. Like they really viewed him as one of theirs, you know, like they had him as a son. So it was something beautiful to witness.
It was, and, you know, over the summer, so I didn't get a chance to go on vacation last summer, which is why I ended up going to New York a couple of months after, but over the summer, I kinda said to myself, "You know what? Let me go and visit a different UK city, one I haven't been to before." So I actually went to Liverpool, um, really, if I'm honest, because of the Jota stuff that had
Yeah.
happened. I wanted to go and visit the kind of memorial. I wanted to see the mural that they had set up for him as well. So I ended up going to Liverpool and I did the stadium tour
Mhm.
at Liverpool. And honestly, again, when the tour guide found out that I was Portuguese, firstly, people from Liverpool are so friendly in comparison. So friendly. But as soon as he found out that I was Portuguese, he was kind of explaining to me, like, obviously, not just because of Jota, but how the
Yeah.
club has always been connected to Portugal
Mhm.
in that way. And how obviously Portugal has a really close and dear place in Liverpool's history, and
Mhm.
particularly now because of Jota. But it was really beautiful how they honored him, and honestly, it was really emotional going up there, really
Wow,
emotional,
100%.
but
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
they did a really good job in, like, honoring him, I think, so,
It was
yeah.
emotional from this side of the pond just watching it on the internet. I can only imagine like you being there.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely shed a tear. It feels, you know, you don't know the person, but you feel like he's one of the boys, like, he's one of us, and,
Even like you said, like about us being hard workers and stuff, even him, like literally, he could have stayed in Portugal for another 2 weeks because he didn't have clearance to fly. He literally wanted to drive there so he could be there, you know, like with the team. So it shows a lot. Great
yeah,
stuff.
yeah, for sure.
How is the football culture there with the immigrants when it comes to like the Euros or World Cup? Because like here in Canada and in America, like I'm not too sure about America, but here in Canada, like when it's a Euro World Cup, all the Spanish, the Portuguese, the Mexicans, the Italians, everyone puts their flags on their cars and stuff. Is it similar?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it is very similar, and what you'll find is that a lot of the Portuguese cafes and the Portuguese restaurants, everyone, they have their flags up. They'll show the games. It's great actually. And when we won the Euros, oh my God, what a beautiful thing! So we drove. Me and my cousin were like, you know, we need to celebrate. Like, what do we do? Where do we go? So my cousin said, you know what? Let's go to one of the big squares in central London,
Mhm.
which is called Trafalgar Square. So it's got like the famous like lion statues there. And we drove into central London just to be with other Portuguese people. And it was so nice because we were kind of just all in the middle. It was the middle of the night. We all brought our flags. We were all like, everyone was like honking their horns in the car. It felt so good. It felt so good. But even in our household, like, when I lived with my parents, if there was a Euros or a World Cup, my mum would decorate the whole house. Like inside, she would like
Christmas.
put up the bunting with all the flags. If there was a game, she would be making the food, the petiscos and everything. So, yeah, I mean, you know, the English and football, they love their football as well.
For sure.
So
I know. Oh yeah.
it gets competitive though. It gets
Oh yeah.
competitive though. Yeah.
So there's a little Portugal in London, I believe, right? Is it far from you? Do you have opportunities to go there?
Yeah, it is a little far from me actually. I mean, I say far. It's not far. Really, I can get the train and I can probably be there in like 45 minutes.
Uh-huh.
And I definitely don't go as often as I should. But if you go to a part of London called Stockwell,
Uh-huh.
so Stockwell has a lot of Portuguese restaurants, a lot of Portuguese shops there as
Uh-huh.
well. A couple of years ago, I actually went on a date to one of the Portuguese restaurants there. The food was great. Yeah, so definitely worth a visit if you come to London.
Is it like mainly like a street full of like restaurants and stuff, or?
I mean, you can. So there are places where you'll see like back-to-back cafes and shops together, but it's
Yeah.
more of like a little area.
Oh, okay, okay.
So definitely worth a visit going to Stockwell.
Okay, I already know the next time I go to London, I gotta swing by just to take a look.
You have to check it out for sure.
And the Brits have such a big connection with Portugal too, because I remember living in Portugal for 20 years. Every summer, the influx of British tourism is crazy. There are a lot of Brits already lived there back then. Like now they're called expats, the new ones that are coming in. But back then, 20, 30 years ago, it was already full of them. And even when prices were getting expensive in Portugal, like they would still say, you know what, it is getting expensive here. But at least the weather and the food like makes it worthwhile. And they would just say,
And honestly, a sunny day, like I, I live in London, but a sunny day, when it's a sunny day in London, everyone's mood is just
just
10 times better. It's just, yeah, it's a beautiful London in the sunshine is a really beautiful city.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, I think the Brits love it. Good food, good sunshine, good
yeah.
people. You know, what more do
So
you want?
so let's so now you're a radio host, right?
Yeah, so I'm actually I'm a radio presenter and I'm an English teacher.
Oh yeah?
So I work in schools as well. I do a bit of a double act actually. So
So
I
it's
do
gotta be hard to
radio.
believe because I was looking up your show. Your show is really early in the morning.
Yeah, I have to get up at 2:30, so I do 2:30 a.m. And then I do the show. The show's in the city, and then yeah, and then I head to school. And I do a day at school.
Wow. So you're a hustler, see? You still got it in you.
Listen, it's in the blood. It's the hustling is in the blood for sure.
Your show, it's from 4 to 6:30. Is that it? No, or did that
Yeah,
schedule
that's
change?
right.
Yeah.
So four a.m. to 6:30 a.m. Yeah.
What kind of listener do you have? Like, does your show have? Like, are
So
they like early birds or are they like night owls?
A bit, honestly, it depends on the day. Like on a Thursday or a Friday, you get a lot of people that have been out the night before, and it's 4 in the morning. They've still been out. They're maybe making their way home, so you get a lot of that. But you also get honestly, other hustlers, people that are up early because of work, people that drive ambulances, truck drivers, people that do deliveries. Um, so I think, yeah, it depends on the day, honestly. But also, yeah, other fellow hustlers, hard workers that are kind of up doing the late shift and finishing, or up to do an early shift and, just getting up in the morning.
For sure. If it was Portugal, I would say probably night owls because people stay up until late. But if it was here, like North America, it's definitely early birds because the hustle starts early here.
Yeah, that was one of the things I wasn't ready for when I first started going back to Portugal, like on holiday and going back as an adult on holiday,
Uh-huh.
spending my own money and choosing
Yeah.
where I want to go.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't ready for the party scene. Like I wasn't
No,
ready for how late the
no.
partying is. Like I'd go out with some of my friends that live there. My friend Angela, she would say, "Yeah, we're gonna go out." She lives out there. I was like, "Yeah, great. What time should we be ready for?" And in the UK, I'm used to going out so much earlier. She's like, "Yeah, we're gonna turn up at like 12, 1 in the morning."
Yeah.
Like 1 in the morning. I'm normally ready to leave and go home. But yeah, so
So I was
staying out till 5, 6 in the
oh
morning
yeah.
is great.
I was a bouncer for about 10 years in Portugal. And it's
Wow.
yeah, so it is what you're saying. Like some people literally leave home at 4 in the morning to go to the last club, you know? And be there until 7 in the mornings, 8, until or if it's the weekend,
I was
depending.
not ready. I was
Yeah,
not prepared. I was very like definitely grew up. Obviously, my first night out first time I started going out was here in London. So I was used to getting ready and making sure we were in the club, lining up at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. and then maybe places would shut at like 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning. So I was not ready to be out till 6 in the morning. But
So
hey, it's a beautiful thing. Work hard, play hard.
oh yeah, that's right. That's how the saying goes. So getting back to the radio, how did you land that job? Is it something you've always wanted to do?
Honestly, no.
No.
Honestly, it was a complete accident. So I went to university here,
Mhm.
and my dad kind of said to me, "Look, you can't just do your course. You have to do something else." And I said, "Okay, fine." And I saw this, they were advertising for the student radio that they had on campus. And honestly, I didn't really want to do it. I was up up until, really my 20s, I was very shy. I was very reserved, very introverted. At school, I was really quiet. I was like a goody two shoes. I didn't speak unless I had to, you
Yeah.
know.
I would never
Um,
guess because every time I see your content, it's like you're so uplifting, full of high energy. It's good.
oh,
Yeah, yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much. But honestly, at school, I was super quiet. I honestly didn't really like that much attention and stuff. So when my dad said, you have to do something, and this is a good thing, just try it. Um, yeah, I did. I tried it. I did it for 2 years. Then I got my teaching qualification, and then I basically did like community radio always on the side. So always on a weekend, I would volunteer at community stations. And I did that for a really, really long time. So I was working at a community station here called Westside. And I didn't realize how important that station would be for the course of my life. But they've developed a lot of talent in the UK radio scene. So a lot of presenters in UK radio right now came from that station. And honestly, I made the best of friends working there, friends for life. I really built up my confidence and my skills there. Um, and yeah, I did a voiceover. I recorded a
Oh yeah.
voiceover. Someone heard it. They asked me to go and do a demo. I went to do a demo for this station, and I didn't hear back for like 8 or 9 months. So
Wow.
I thought, oh my God. I thought I had a chance and I blew it. 9 months, I could have had a whole baby. Like I didn't hear anything back. And then I got invited again to come back in and go again. And then yeah, the rest is history after that.
The radio station is predominantly like hip hop and R&B and stuff, right? Is that also like
Yeah.
the genre that passes in the early morning on your show?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So we play hip hop, R&B, kind of Afro beat, everything in between, really. A little bit of UK garage in there, which is a genre I love as well.
Do you have any say on the music you play during your show, or the producers say it's got to be this and that?
Yeah, so it depends on your show. So on stations, you can have a playlisted show. So my show is playlisted. If you're a specialist DJ, so like Friday nights, Saturday nights, you get to kind of curate your sound. So I think that's probably one of my objectives as a presenter. I would love in the future to go maybe into a show where I can kind of curate
Yeah.
my own sound. And honestly, I would love to do more stuff with up and coming Portuguese artists. I would love
Yeah,
to
because
do something like that.
yeah, the rap scene, we
Take
got a
the
lot of guys. I don't know how many have been doing English right now because I could understand if they rap in Portuguese, it's high intellectual stuff. But if people don't understand the language, it's hard, right? Although I got to be honest, 25 years ago, there was a time when German rap and French rap was a thing, and I liked it, and I didn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah, because you like the beat, you like the
Yeah, yeah.
flow. I think that's the kind of the beautiful thing about music is sometimes you don't understand, but it's sometimes you don't understand, but it is that it's the feeling that it gives you. You can really kind of vibe to
100%.
it.
Because the radio station is hip hop and R&B culture and stuff. Do you guys have any chance, or do you think there would be an interest of even passing let's say the Kizomba or Kuduro? Do you guys have a chance to pass that or no?
So, well, you know what? This is gonna sound really maybe strange, but like I'm a big Bad Bunny fan.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love his music. He's coming to the UK next month, in a couple of months. I'm gonna be there. I'm so excited. I'm so looking forward to seeing him in concert. And honestly, I was quite surprised that the UK scene didn't really kind of the mainstream scene, the mainstream stations and channels and TV
Mhm.
didn't really embrace him as much as the rest of the world has. He's one of the biggest global artists in the world. And, you can ask a lot of UK listeners, never heard a Bad Bunny song, don't know who Bad Bunny is. UK TV, you would not really see him on there. So I think there is probably a bigger conversation to be had about the UK kind of embracing music in a language that is not English. So I think there is that barrier to it a little bit. But
Yeah.
I think if you're a music lover, I don't think language matters,
Yeah, yeah,
personally.
for sure. There's definitely songs that I know everyone enjoys that are of a different tongue, and people, it's the rhythm, what it makes you feel. No.
Exactly. And look, I'm basic beginner level Spanish, you
Oh
know.
yeah.
I can blag I can blag Spanish. I don't know everything that Bad Bunny is saying, but I love the feel. When I look up the lyrics and I learn the lyrics in Spanish, like I love it. So
It's funny you were saying about how he's like one of the biggest artists in the world, and in the UK, like they're sleeping on him. But literally something happened on the flip coin of that, although it was in the same language. I remember like Robbie Williams, it's a different genre, but I remember like he was like the number one star in the world, and in the US, no one knew who he was. Like they didn't care for him.
it's so interesting how that happens. I think now people know who Bad Bunny is. I think the Super Bowl
Yeah,
performance
sure, give him
really
extra
helped
exposure, especially
100%.
with the media drama around it. You know, for sure, gave him more exposure, international exposure.
100%. So I think the UK is warming up to it, and I think that's only a good thing for us as well. Obviously, Bad Bunny makes very different music, and Portuguese and Spanish is not the same. But I
Yeah,
think if the UK is learning to embrace music that's not in English, that can only be a really positive thing
oh, for
for
sure.
Portuguese artists in the future as well.
How about Portugal's biggest like English singing artist, Richie Campbell, probably?
Incredible.
Oh yeah.
Incredible. And I think I've played his music for other people before and nobody believes he's Portuguese because
Yeah, yeah.
he has such a unique, distinctive
Yeah.
sound. Um, Honestly incredible. I
Oh,
think if anyone ever asks me for like recommendations, Richie Campbell is definitely,
I
definitely up there.
I've already put Canadians here listening to him. They're like, "No, this guy isn't Portuguese." Yeah, I'm telling you.
They never believe me.
Yeah. A and he lived in Portugal. It's not like he studied, like, in Jamaica or anything. That accent is his. He developed it, you know?
Yeah, and his sound, like I love, love, love his sound.
Does he have
Yeah, again, nobody believes me when I tell them that he's
does he have
Portuguese.
any airplay or no? Airtime play or in the UK or no?
I don't think so, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, personally,
Yeah.
not on the station that I'm on. That might be different in other stations, but particularly with some of the like Caribbean influence kind of that sits under his
Yeah.
music as well on some of the tracks. He we love that sound in the
Oh,
UK.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, maybe I need to do a little bit more work on this. Like I need to push our
Yeah.
Portuguese artist. Like I'm sitting here thinking I need to do more to like fly the flag for Portuguese and Portuguese speaking
Oh,
artists
yeah.
for sure.
So, I wanted to ask you a question because you work in the radio station. In the UK, is it kind of like Portugal and France where, like, there's, like, a law to reserve, like, guarantee a certain percent of airplay music is of the national country? Is it the same in the UK, like, to try and save the culture kinda, or no?
I mean, so not that I'm
Mhm.
aware of, no, and especially because we like recently, I'd say in the last kind of 5, 10, 15 years, UK rap has really grown. Honestly, we play a lot of stuff from obviously a lot of like American hip hop and rap, a lot of R&B from America as well. But no, I don't think there's a certain percentage,
Yeah. Well,
but
at
that's
least it existed back then. I'm not too sure if it still is, but
yeah, no. We play a lot from across the pond. I think now we play possibly a lot more UK stuff. I remember growing up, I listened to radio a lot growing up.
Mhm.
I
Mhm.
love radio. I love keeping people company. I love just having the radio on in the background, you know. I remember when I would listen to the radio here in the UK when I was going to school, And I loved hip hop and R&B from even then
Oh yeah.
when I was a teenager. But you would turn on the radio and would mostly hear mostly American rap and mostly
Yeah.
American hip hop. It's a really beautiful thing for me as like a lover of music now that we turn on the radio and there's a lot more of the UK scene there as well. But clearly I need to fly the flag for the Portugueses a little bit more.
Well, you have. I noticed you have a Substack. What's it called? The breakdown.
Yeah.
What's the
I
inspiration
need
there?
to make more. So I teach English not like as a foreign language, not as an additional language. So I teach English language, but also literature. So um, I love lyricism. I love analyzing lyrics. I love words. I love wordplay. And it kind of just made sense that, when I listen to a song and I listen to the lyrics, I listen to the lyricism, I love just like breaking down the words. This bit made me think of this.
Oh yeah.
This is the tone in this part here. So it kind of made sense for me to start that Substack because sometimes I'm just listening to the song and I'm like, wow, I've listened to this song for 15 years or 20 years or 25 years. And I never picked up on this little like line.
These little nuggets.
So yeah, so Substack was perfect. I love like breaking down lyrics, sitting down, reading, trying to figure out like the puzzle.
Well, if you're figuring out the puzzle, I'm sure just Eminem's catalog will give you a lot of work.
So much. I mean, he's the last one I did. Honestly, I need to with work, it's so hard to like find the time
Oh
to
yeah.
sit down and do it properly. Um, but yeah, he's one of the last ones that I did. I did him, I did Kanye West song as well. But yeah, you're right. I could make a whole career just analyzing Eminem's lyrics for sure.
I know. I think he's in the Guinness World Record for like being the artist with the most words used in history.
It's honestly, it's an art form. I really respect I really respect someone who has lyricism of that quality because it gives me a lot to think, gives me a lot to say.
More to think about than mumble rap or no?
Yes, absolutely, 100%. And honestly, that's one of the reasons I have to kind of go back and use some of the kind of stuff that's a little bit older. I mean, there's great lyricists now. Like I'm a big Kendrick fan, Cole. I love
Yeah,
Drake.
yeah.
I'm
Those
I'm
guys are
Team
good. Oh
Drake.
yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm Team Drake. I know you're in Toronto, so I had to say it.
Oh, Drake's fun. Drake's fun. He's been having a hard time lately, but he's a good guy.
He has been having a hard time lately, and it's been difficult to be a Drake fan over the last like year and a half. But
Yeah.
yeah, I'm hoping he's got a new album on the way. I'm hoping there'll be a track there that I can do a little breakdown for.
Are you in tune with the rap scene in Portugal?
Not as much anymore. I think at one point we were going back every summer. And that was one of my favorite memories. Like I'd love going back. I'd love listening to the radio and listening to what was popular, what was popping, what was doing well then. And I guess now that I've kind of fallen into UK radio, I've just kind of lost touch, which makes me really sad now that I think about it out loud. I'm like, I need to jump back on.
Uh,
Like I love hip hop. I
you
love
need to do
rap.
what you have time to do, right? That's in the end of the day, and
Yeah.
you're doing great. Like what you've been doing with on your free time when you post this stuff. You're a great ambassador of our culture, anyway. So you're doing your part. You're doing good.
I've got to try, but honestly, if there are, I think that's probably the next thing for me. I think if there are opportunities to kind of bridge that gap between
No, it's just
our
because
music,
there's
culture.
there's like really intelligent, smart lyricism in Portugal too.
Yeah. I mean, I was definitely like that girl that was like listening to The Weasel back in the day,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah,
know? So like, but that's how far back I was listening.
yeah.
Like now I wouldn't even know where to begin or where to start. So, and that for me, it makes sense. That's like the next thing for me to like start thinking a lot more about our musical culture because we have such a strong musical culture.
Yeah. No, for me too, like even me, like I've already been back here for like 12 years or 13 or so. I lost track too. Obviously I know the big names. I'm not talking
Mhm.
about the old school guys, but even semi-recent, the big names like Peruka and so on. But then I interviewed Sandro G's son. Sandro G2.
Okay, yeah, 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 yeah.
And then he was bringing up new names, like young, new talent. I've never heard those guys, so I had to go look them up after. Yeah, they're fire too, but it's a different type of rap. I don't like all of it. I like it, but G2 is interesting. He has a nice album coming up. He has an interesting stuff for like more of drill style. He's good though. He's a
There is a there is a guy on, and I feel really bad because I don't remember his name, but he does a lot of reaction videos. You might have seen him
yeah.
on Instagram,
I've seen him.
where
Yeah, yeah,
he like reacts to the Portuguese music as
yeah,
well.
yeah.
I think it's amazing. I love his stuff. I honestly love it.
Are you talking about like the English guy or the Portuguese guy?
So I think he's Portuguese. Like
No,
he
no, but he
speaks in
speaks in
English,
English.
but I think he might have Portuguese heritage. I might be
Okay,
wrong.
I know the guy you're talking about. He's good. I like him. But he reacts to like all genres, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I like that
Yeah.
guy. He's funny. Yeah, 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 yeah. I know who he is.
Yeah, if I can find a way of like I really really genuinely think that's the next thing for me, like bringing in maybe a lot more of our sound
Yeah.
and exploring that and what that looks like and reconnecting. And that's been a whole part of what I've tried to do on TikTok. It's like reconnecting with the culture. It's so easy to lose it. So that's, I think, it makes sense, a logical next step for me.
Do you only like to break down hip hop songs or like other genres too?
For me, mainly hip hop. So mainly hip hop and rap. I like to break down.
Yeah.
Um, there was a while back where I was kind of just I was doing like the top tracks
Yeah.
that was Shazam. I don't know if you know what Shazam is.
Yeah, I know what it is.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so they actually have like a ranking of like the
Mhm.
top Shazam songs.
Yeah.
So at one point I was doing the top Shazam songs. I was doing the analysis of those lyrics. But I'm definitely like a hip hop rap girl
Yeah, yeah.
for
To be
that.
fair,
So
even lyrically wise, rap songs tend to give you more to think about because there's so much more words involved in it, right?
100%. 100%.
100%. Now, good stuff. But that may even be a future avenue for you, even though you have your Substack and you're breaking it down like writtenly. But you could probably even make content like talking about it because you have a good energy. Your vocabulary is good. You know how to get the message across. I think it's probably, and you see a lot of guys. Like there's a lot of these American breakdown lyric guys, but I don't know if I've seen too many girls. And you look like you fit the part, so it's probably a good.
Listen, you're thinking of my content for me. I love I
No,
love it.
but
I
to
love
be
this.
fair,
This
like,
is this is this is
I
good.
think your
Yeah.
talent's good enough for it, so
Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm gonna need every Portuguese person. If I make this content, I'm gonna need our whole community to get behind me and start supporting the cause. But yeah, I think that's a good next step for me.
when you now I know I'm thinking about how early you get in. Your show's at 4:30 in the morning. Like, do you feel you have, like, a certain type of responsibility to bring in good energy? Because like, you're, like, the first voice people listen to sometimes, right? You gotta bring
Yeah,
that, like, main character energy to, like, make people feel good to kickstart their morning.
for sure. For sure, I feel responsible. I think, you know, being on commercial radio is a real achievement, and people work really hard to get there. So the fact that I've had that opportunity, I can't take that for granted. And I think you're right. I think for some people, I will be the first voice they hear, or sometimes the last voice that they
Yeah,
hear. And that's the thing I love about radio. I love the idea that I'm keeping someone company somewhere. Even
yeah.
on, it could be their best day, it could be their worst day. It doesn't matter. I
Mhm,
like the idea of being the constant voice or like a
mhm.
part of their routine. Um, I definitely feel that responsibility. And sometimes it's hard because you might be having your own difficult day, but you have to bring the energy.
What's, like, the craziest on-air disaster you've had?
The craziest on-air disaster I've
Like, something that
had.
went wrong and you're on air live or something?
Oh my gosh. So, well, obviously this year I said to myself, I need to be on social media because I've worked in schools. I've kind of always tried to stay away from being
I
on social
understand.
media. But this year I said, this is the year I can try. And I'd bought this like clamp So I was like, right, I'm going to start getting some content in the studio. It's going to be great. I clamped it's like for your phone, right? So
Yeah.
I'd clamp my phone and I could film stuff in the studio, make some TikToks, make some stuff. And I broke the screen. Like I clamped the holder so tight that I cracked the screen on in the studio. And I just went into panic mode. I was like, "Oh my God, are they gonna charge me for the screen? I'm gonna have my wages docked. I can't believe I've broken something in the studio. This is, expensive equipment." So yeah, that was not fun. I went into panic mode there. I was like, "Can't believe I got through my show today and I broke something in the studio. That's not like me." Um, yeah.
And this isn't, and it's not like you're not doing a weekend part-time gig in this schedule. This is a weekly thing. So how does your day look after this? Like you get up super early, you get ready, you go to work, and then after the show, you gotta like make it to the next job. So how is that looking?
Oh, it's it's an interesting schedule. So yeah, I get up at 2:30, I do the show. After the show, I change, I have some breakfast, and then I go to school. And then the school day, honestly, it just depends when I finish. So there are some days I finish at like 3:30, some days I finish at 4 p.m., sometimes 5, sometimes 6. So, there are some weeks where the hours are very long, very, very long. So I started to, I basically went down in school from 5 days to 4 days a week. Um, and that means that just having that extra one day where I don't have to think about work has really been life changing for me. So yeah, the hours they're crazy hours, but that's what un cafezinho is for, or two or three sometimes.
What? How old are your students? Like how difficult are they to manage? How old are they?
So I work in a school right now that is so here it's like year 10, 11, 12, 13. So
Yeah.
they're like 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18.
Okay.
Um but I work in secondary school, so that's 11 to 18 here in the UK.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's what so that would be a secondary school starts from grade 7? No.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think you guys would probably call it like middle school and high school.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Here, yeah.
Yeah. Um and honestly, sometimes I have to like breathe, because when you're running on very little sleep, and teenagers are teenagers,
For sure.
so you sometimes they test your patience a little bit and you have to be
But
like, not
it leaves a
today.
little time it leaves a little time for your social life too though, eh?
Yeah, and honestly that's why I had to go down from I was doing 5 days a week in school. I had to go down to 4 days a week just for that work-life balance, you
For
know?
sure. The weekend's all
I mean,
yours?
I haven't told my parents that. I haven't told my parents that I'm, like, part-time at school. They're probably gonna find out now, but I haven't actually told them that, because you know what it's like, if I were to call my parents and say, "Hey, by the way, I'm, like, going down from 5 days a week to 4 days." Stress? What is stress? What do you mean stress? What are you stressed about? Work-life balance? What's that? Work, work, work. But yeah, it was the best thing for me.
Good stuff, man. No, like I'm super happy that I found you on the socials and it's like I said, every time I see you, it's a good vibe. That's why I'm like, you know what? Let me chat with her. Let's share our content, share her with new audiences and people to follow her, join her. I don't know what you're going to be doing throughout the next few years. What do you see yourself doing? Like, where do you see yourself in like 4 or 5 years?
I honestly would love to, what I was saying, get into more specialist shows and music. I would love to do that. I would love to find a way of like continuing to fly the flag for like our culture and our community as well. I would love to do that. I would love to continue. I've kind of started now, but I would love to kind of try and join school and radio up
Yeah,
and kind of help kids find their confidence as well. I was the quiet kid, I was a goody two shoes. I didn't really want the attention. I didn't want to speak. And now both my jobs involve speaking.
yeah.
So
And now
I would love to be able to.
I would have guessed you were an extrovert. See.
There you go.
But to be
There you
fair,
go.
it's not like I don't have the same. high energy as you do, but no one would ever guess I would be online talking to people and upload the videos and stuff. Like the
Mhm.
first few conversations I had, I would look at it back and I was like, "Oh shit, I look like shit there." Like, but then everyone's like, "Oh, I saw your show was pretty good." I'm like, "Yeah, really? Are we seeing the same thing?" But then you build your confidence up and it all just goes
Yeah,
along.
exactly. You build your confidence, and that's one of the reasons I love working in schools, because I love seeing like students when they come in and when they leave, and the difference in their confidence.
Nice.
And if I can, you know, maybe I'm probably training my competition up right now, like the next future radio presenters,
That's it.
but
That's it.
I love it. I love it.
That's it. Juan, I I thank you so much for taking the time to join us. I'm
Thank
very
you.
happy that you're part of my project here as one of our guests. Most definitely, I'm not sure. I can't like my plan was to go to Portugal this year. I'm not too sure if I'm going to make it this year because like the work got. I run a company here, uh, like a construction renovation company, and the year kicked off slow. So I'm foreseeing it get busier in the summer. I'm not sure how it's going to work out, but I would definitely. Whenever I don't know when I'm in the UK, I'll definitely hit you up, see if we can grab a coffee or so.
100%. We have to go for a cafe if you're ever in the UK.
Anytime.
And
If you come to this side of the pond, but you happen to come a little more north,
for sure. Canada is on the cards for me. That's one of my top destinations I really want to visit. So, but look, thank you for having me so much. Like I'm used to doing what you do and being the one to ask the questions. So
uh,
it's nice to
yeah, but
it's
you're a
nice to be able to
professional. I'm an amateur.
No, no, you are a professional, my friend. Look at you go.
uh, I don't know about that. I'm just having a good time and getting to meet amazing people, and hopefully,
That's what it's
hope,
all about.
hopefully, just build this amazing community. That's what it's all about.
That's it.
I see sometimes, so many times, even back home, I see sometimes the Portuguese people are in the comment sections. It's like they're ashamed of who they are. It's like, are you kidding me? Like you're Portuguese, man. Like, stiffen up. Like be proud of yourself. Carry yourself highly. We're great people,
Yeah.
man. We have great
Yeah.
culture, great food, everything. Great
Yeah, let's
country.
shout about it. Let's let people know,
Oh yeah,
you know?
Joanna. Thank you so much, and we'll see each other when I come to
We
the UK.
will, I'm sure. Yes, come to the UK. It's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you so much for
All
having me.
right, ciao, ciao. Cheers. Um abraço, beijinho.
Beijinho.
If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and hit that like button below. Obrigado e até a próxima.